goodness.
Hello everyone and welcome to Brandy's Cards. My name is Brandy Cox and I love to make handmade cards. I love to teach others to make handmade cards in hopes to inspire you to create and share your creations with others. And it is so important right now to create those cards and to get them in the mail. They don't have to be perfect, just have fun creating. So today we're going to use the Artistically inked bundle. Absolutely gorgeous bundle. And I'm going to show you how to make these fun cards. That's right. So I have some fun cards that I'm going to share with you today, and I am excited to show you exactly how I created them. So if you have that bundle, you're going to want to pull it out, and I'm going to share with you the colors that I used, and I also have free PDF downloadable tutorials for you over at Brandy's Cards. So let's get started. Right now I have the Artistically inked bundle here in front of me. This is an absolutely gorgeous bundle. I have to tell you, when I saw it in the Stampin' Up catalog, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And then I started using it and I am sold. It is absolutely gorgeous. Not only is this gorgeous, but there is some beautiful designer series paper that coordinates with it. Now look at this. I have purchased so many packages of this that I have a pile of scraps. So it's even hard for me to show you how lovely this paper is because I have chopped it up like crazy. And I have loved it, and I have certainly chopped it and made bunches of cards with it. I also did a team event with this beautiful paper, and we made some of these cards in my team event. So I'm excited to share them with you. They're just so fun, and I think you'll find that they're quite easy to recreate. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to get started. So this is the first card that we're going to create today. It's quite easy, and it is fun to make, and I'm excited to show you exactly how I did it. So you're going to start out with some basic white cardstock, and this is just another basic white layer. You're going to want some Stampin' Dimensionals because you do want that bit of, you do want a bit of dimension in between the layers. Now, being that this is such a big layer, and I've heard me say this before, you're going to want to go a little bit heavy on those Stampin' Dimensionals, but it's not too bad. Just kind of put one in all of those places where it might get a little bit saggy because we don't want that. And oh my, so we're going to set this down, but you know what I forgot? We need to stamp this first. So just a little technical error, not a big deal. I have my Stampin' Up trimmer right here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Now, more often than not, we generally go about 1/4 of an inch when we're cutting our cardstock, when you're layering it up. But sometimes I like to go for, a little bit more. So on this particular card, you can see that 1/4 of an inch would be 4. I'm actually going to take it down another 1/8. So it's going to be 3/8. So we're going to cut it at 3/8. And then I'm going to flip my cardstock and let's come up to the top, and it would normally be, you've got 5 1/2, right? And so I'm going to cut this, 1/4 would be 5 1/4, and I'm going to bring it down one more 1/8. That just gives you a little bit more room around, kind of the framing around it. So that's why I sometimes go to 3/8. Okay, so back to where we started. I have polished pink here. We're going to use that today. We're going to use Daffodil Delight. We're going to use some shaded spruce and also some pear pizzazz. So those are your colors today. So we're going to go ahead and open up our polished pink, and I have the big flower right here. This flower is already mounted. It's already ready to go. So I'm going to stamp that right about in here. Perfect. Oh, it's such a beautiful image. I just love this stamp set. All right, so next up, we're going to stamp our leaves. I have pear pizzazz, and I'm going to ink up my leaves. And then I'm going to show you something kind of fun. So I'm going to ink up my leaves and I'm going to stamp that right there. So that looks lovely. Now, one of the cool things is there's also this small little leaf in here, and you can ink that back up in your Pear Pizzazz or maybe even a darker color, and you can add that to the leaves that you stamped earlier. It just gives it a bit more dimension. So that's kind of a little snippet or a little trick that you can do, and I do that quite frequently actually. All right, so up next we want to stamp our hello, and so it looks like we're going to do our hello in Shaded Spruce. So we're going to open up our Shaded Spruce pad and we're going to ink up our hello, and we're going to stamp that right there in the center of our flower. And then what we're going to do is I have my little one of the other flowers out of that, and then I also have the smallest one. So the smallest one is going to be stamped in Daffodil Delight. And so let me show you this. We have Shaded Spruce for the flower, straight down, straight up, absolutely beautiful image. And then I have the small one. We're gonna ink that up and stamp that straight down. And then lastly, we are going to do another set of leaves. And I think this Shaded Spruce set of leaves, we're just gonna leave them Shaded Spruce, okay? So then what you have is you have these fabulous coordinating dies, and I'm going to show you these dies. I have already stamped this image and I'm not planning on cutting it out, but if I was, what I do is I look for this kind of little lip right here. Can you see that? If you look at the flower, it lines up perfectly with that flower. So sometimes you have to pick out something, and you can even mark that with fingernail polish or something along those lines if you wanted to, but I just generally kind of look for the odd piece and the odd shape in the die, and then you can see that it coordinates. Now also coordinating in this set are the leaves, the small little leaf, you've got this fabulous flower that coordinates just like that, of course this little guy. So everything coordinates, and that makes it quite easy. So you could, if you wanted to, run that through the machine and die cut all of those pieces out. So here we go. I'm going to set this aside, and so you could die cut all of those pieces out, and then you can build your card. So we're going to set that aside for now because I have already, well, actually I didn't die cut those, did I? So we're going to have to do that. So let's see here. I have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. And oh, you know what? I did die cut those. I thought that I did. They were just hiding. That's okay. Yes, I was so excited to share this video with you. And I thought I had prepared all of my parts and pieces. Oh, but you just never know until you get on film and then you realize, oh, I forgot this or I forgot that. So at any rate, here we go. What I'm going to do next is I am going to add dimensionals behind my leaves. And I'm going to put those probably right about in here and pull this off. And so one of the nice things that you can do is you can take your mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I just, not mini Stampin' Dimensionals, mini glue dot. And I do that so that way when I put it down here, that it actually kind of, what do I want to say? It adheres to the paper, so it kind of gives it dimension as it flows up, okay? And then you have the flower here. And so I am just going to, this is our Shaded Spruce flower. It's going to go right about in here, just like that. And then I also have the little yellow flower. And so Daffodil Delight, also known as, goes right about there. Okay, perfect. So then what you're going to do is I have these fun little dots that also come in the stamp set. And in Shaded Spruce, we are going to add those little dots randomly around our flower. And so we're just going to do 2 or 3. You could certainly do more if you wanted to, but I'm just going to keep it at 2 or 3. Now, because we've already added this layer, I'm just going to go ahead and add some liquid adhesive and just put that right on the top because we already have that layer on here. So there you have it. So this is such a fun card. It's so easy to make and to create with. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. I just think it's so much fun. So here, let me show you this one. Now this card, I actually, I added this fun little 2021-23 jewel, it's not a rhinestone, it's a gem. It's absolutely gorgeous. You've seen me use these before. I just love them. Of course, you could decorate around this beautiful flower if you wanted to. All right, so I have another card I'm excited to share with you too. And so let's move on to the next one. And I am gonna set all of these inks aside. All of the cards that I'm making today use a combination of these, 5, 6 inks right here. The one that you haven't seen yet is Pale Papaya. So all of the cards here, and I'm going to show you 3 more examples at the end. And if you purchase this bundle from me, then I will email you those additional 3 tutorials if you let me know that you would like them. Okay? So let's see, what is up next? All right, so this is one of my favorites. So I think we're going to go here next. So I'm going to set this card. So, I think y'all are getting a sneak peek already, right? So here we go. I am going to start this one up next. So I have prepared everything ahead of time, just again to kind of keep things simple and a little bit easier for the video today. This is Shaded Spruce, all right? This is Pear Pizzazz. So I am going to take Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals behind here. Now I like, again, to do this because it does give your card a bit of dimension. And so that is why I enjoy kind of popping up some of these layers in between. So that's why I do that. I'm going to just put this right about here. Perfect. And then I have another layer. This layer, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere directly to the top of my Pear Pizzazz with some liquid adhesive. So this piece is going to go right here. Perfect. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, why don't we just go ahead and add this straight to our card base. I have been using the Thick Whisper White. So for those of you who've received cards from me, you probably have noticed a difference in your cardstock. I love the Thick Whisper White. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And so hopefully you've noticed that difference. It's quite nice. Now here you could absolutely use our adhesive sheets, right? Looks like that little piece didn't pop out. You could use our adhesive sheets. This process would definitely be easier if you did that. However, I pre-cut some of these out for my team event, and I did not use adhesive sheets, so I'm not going to worry too much about that today. All right, we're just going to go old school here with some liquid adhesive. So look how pretty that is, just like that in itself on that basic white. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, so then what we have is I have stamped and die cut one of these beautiful flowers, and we are going to add our dimensionals behind it. I definitely think, you know, at least 3, if not 4, would be absolutely perfect to add right behind that flower. So then you just kind of have to figure out, okay, how do I like my flower, which direction, and that sort of thing. So just, decisions. So I'm going to set that right about there. I think that looks lovely. And then I've also pre-stamped a couple of these leaves. And again, I like to put a dimensional behind the leaf and then also use a mini glue dot. Again, that's just to kind of make it so that the stem of the leaf sticks down, and then the Stampin' Dimensional gives it dimension. So that is why I do that. Now, if you like the two-tone on the leaves, remember, you can stamp the little leaf, right? And you can add a bit more, a bit more dimension there. So that's absolutely a possibility, just like that. Oh, it's coming along beautifully. All right, so then what I did is I stamped, here, let me show you. In the stamp set, there is this stamp, and then there's the 3. So I've stamped this one and I've die cut it out, and I've also stamped this guy and die cut those 3 out as well. And I'm only going to use the larger one of those. So I'm going to just take some liquid adhesive. Of course, a mini glue dot would work perfectly fine right here as well. And then like I said, I've die cut this piece, and I'm just going to add that right to the center of this flower. I just thought I really liked the layering of that. I thought it looked really nice. Now I've stamped the word happy birthday on a small strip. And again, if you're new to my channel and you're looking for the sizes and the dimensions, you're going to want to go to brandyscards.com. And if you don't see, click on blog. And if you don't see this card, you could also click on videos. And you will see all of the videos that I have shared. And of course, you'll see the thumbnail to this one so that you can click right on this video and watch it. And of course, the third way to navigate my website would also be to search the name of the stamp set, Artistically Inked, right? So that works as well. So as you can see here, these are popped up, but this is not. So I need a couple Stampin' Dimensionals so that I get the right level. Otherwise, it may look a little wonky as I set this down. So I'm going to just set it down right across here. And there you go. There's card number 2. So we have 2 cards. We have 3 cards. Look how fun. Actually, I'm going to show you this one because this one has the gem. There we go. I like the one with the gem. So pretty. So, so pretty. All right. So I do have a 3rd card for you today, and it is going to be also using this fabulous die. Now that's what this die cut here is in the back. I die cut this out of basic white cardstock. And so that's what this looks like. It's fabulous, I have to say. So here, let's start our next card. Now, our next card is going to use Designer Series paper. This is the Artistically Inked Designer Series paper that I have spoke about, being absolutely fabulous. Oh, and it is. And so what I did is I liked it with the gold foiling in there. It really adds something fun. And so I put on my die, I ran that through my cut and emboss machine. And after I did that, check out that beautiful piece. Oh my goodness, and you can see all of the little gold foiling in there. Absolutely stunning. So easy to do. That's what I think is super cool, when you can achieve such a beautiful look, and it's quite easy to do. So you're going to cut your Designer Series paper, and again, I do have a free PDF tutorial on brandyscards.com that you can have a look. Now, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in catalogs, I would love the opportunity to help you and earn your business. So please reach out to me at Brandy's Cards, and there is a place where you can leave me your contact information, and I would love to send you catalogs and answer any questions that you have. Of course, if you're one of my current customers, thank you for watching. Thank you for your business. I'm grateful for you, and I love to hear from you and to know that you continue to be inspired as well. I just absolutely love stamping and creating, and I love to share it with y'all too. So, all right, this here, I believe, well, I hate to say it, I think it's Magenta Madness, but I'd have to check my tutorial. I get a little, sometimes the Magenta Madness versus the Polished Pink, they're definitely different, but I think that's what this one is. So as you can see, I just used Stampin' Dimensionals to add that piece. Now I'm going to take and use a bit of liquid adhesive, and I'm going to layer on the basic white. Such a nice little layering edge, right? Then I have my basic white card base, and we are going to add some liquid adhesive right behind this piece. And I'm going to set that right about in here. And then I've already stamped a happy birthday on a strip. Now, I can hear some of you saying right now, why don't you just stamp the happy birthday right on the card base? Yes, you can absolutely do that for sure. But I liked how this gave it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of something extra, just by cutting a strip. And honestly, this strip is a scrap that I've saved from other things that I've done. All right, so kind of talking about this again, the easiest way to do this, we've talked about this, is using those adhesive strips, right? Especially when you get these like delicate dies, those adhesive strips are definitely the way to go. But I already had this stuff cut out and pre-done because I was looking forward to the opportunity to film this video and to share these ideas with you in hopes to inspire you to create. That is my hope. So what I've done is I've just randomly added some of my liquid adhesive, and I'm going to, oh my goodness, stick that down right there. Isn't that stunning? Oh my goodness. And that is just a die cut image. That's right. Super, super simple, right? And now you have a beautiful card. Of course, you can add some gems on that. You could bedazzle that if you wanted to, but I honestly think it's lovely just the way it is. So here are some different looks, and these are all so much fun to create with. Of course, you can change it up too, right? You know, change up the colors and get totally, you know, creative and fun with it. But I do have some more cards to share with you as well. These cards are the additional cards that I shared with my team at our team event. So this is the first one. Absolutely gorgeous. This leaf right here, let me show you out of the die set. So that leaf is the leaf that you see right here. So it's lovely, so nice. And check out that one. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Now the difference in this one is I added those little black dots, right? So that's kind of fun. And then you have the leaf back here as an accent. This flower was stamped in papaya, and then you've got some dots in there. And then this. So these designer papers are just beautiful together, and they're all from the Expressions in Ink. So they are all from this designer series paper. So there you have it. There are some fun cards for you to create. And remember, all of these tutorials are on Brandy's cards. And so these 3 are available for you right now on brandyscards.com. And if you purchase this bundle from me, I am happy to send you the additional 3 tutorials as well. So, well, I am so excited that you have joined me. I hope that I have inspired you to go into your craft room and pull out this bundle or a bundle like it and get creating. You know, the designer series paper is so much fun. And then, of course, when you have these beautiful stamp sets and die cuts that you can use, getting creative is actually just, it's pretty easy. Stampin' Up makes it fun and easy. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for being a customer of Brandy's Cards, for being a subscriber of Brandy's Cards. And if you're new to my channel, I hope you've had fun, and we'd love to welcome you here. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, take care. Bye, everybody.